Have you ever noticed that the very effort you put into trying to relax can make you incredibly tense? I mean, really notice it. You're lying there in bed and you're saying to yourself, relax, just relax. Come on, relax. And your shoulders are up around your ears, your jaw is clenched, and you're getting more and more wound up with every command to unwind. Or here's another one. When you try desperately to fall asleep, you find yourself wider awake than ever. The harder you try, the more elusive sleep becomes. It's as if sleep is playing a game with you, saying, oh, you want me? Well, I'm going to run the other way. And it's quite marvelous when you think about it. We do this all the time. We're like a person trying to smell their own nose, or bite their own teeth, or lift themselves up by their own bootstraps, which, by the way, is physically impossible. Yet we use it as an inspirational metaphor. Now, let me tell you something rather extraordinary. It seems to me that so many of you are doing exactly this with your own health, with your own bodies. You're trying to force yourselves to heal. You clench your minds. You tighten your wills. You prescribe and demand and worry your way toward wellness. You become little dictators in the kingdom of your own flesh, issuing orders, making demands, completely frustrated when the body doesn't obey. And in doing so, and here's the absurdity of it all, you're like a man who discovers his car has a flat tire, gets out and starts screaming at it, as if volume could inflate rubber, as if anger could fix what's broken. Now, what if I told you something? What if I suggested to you that your body already knows how to heal, that it's been dying to heal since the moment you were born, that every cell in your being contains an intelligence so ancient, so vast, so utterly sophisticated, that your conscious mind couldn't manage it, even if it tried? And what if your primary job isn't to do anything at all, but to simply get out of the way? You see, today I'd like to share with you 3 secrets, but these aren't things to do. They're not techniques or methods or practices to add to your already overwhelming list. They're things to realize, things to see, things to understand. And when you truly get them, not just intellectually, but in your bones, your body will start doing what it's always wanted to do, heal itself. So let me ask you this. Do you feel like there's a little person inside your head, a kind of internal manager sitting behind your eyes, pulling levers, pushing buttons, trying to control this whole bodily operation? Most of you do. And that's the problem right there. You have this feeling that inside your head is a little general, and an ego who's supposed to be in charge of the body, telling the heart to beat, commanding the wounds to heal, directing the immune system like troops into battle, managing the whole enterprise. And when things go wrong, when you get sick, when you feel pain, when something breaks down, you feel like a bad general who's lost control of his troops. You think, I should be able to fix this. What's wrong with me that I can't control my own body? But here's the secret, my friends, and it's so simple that we constantly overlook it. You are not the boss of your body. You don't have a body like you have a car. You are your body. Let me say that again, because this is absolutely crucial. You are your body, not in the sense that you're nothing but flesh and bones, but in the sense that what you call you and what you call your body are not 2 separate things. They're one process, one event, one happening. Your body is not a machine you own. It's not a vehicle you're driving. It is a process that you are. It's a dance, a magnificent ongoing dance of millions upon millions of years of evolution, an intelligence far older and infinitely wiser than your conscious thoughts. Now think about this. When you eat a meal, do you tell your stomach how to digest it? Do you give instructions to your pancreas about insulin production? Do you direct each enzyme to its proper protein? Of course not. You'd get it completely wrong. You don't even know how to do it. And yet it happens. Brilliantly, perfectly, without you thinking about it at all. As I've often said, you are a function of what the whole universe is doing, in the same way that a wave is a function of what the whole ocean is doing. You see, the wave doesn't make itself happen. It doesn't wake up in the morning and decide, today I shall rise and fall. It simply arises from the ocean's movement. And you, your breathing, your heartbeat, your healing, arise from the universe's intelligence. Think about your body right now. It contains about 37 trillion cells. Each one is performing thousands of chemical reactions every second. Your heart beats 100,000 times a day without you reminding it. Your kidneys filter your blood 40 times daily. Your immune system is fighting off infections right now. Viruses, bacteria, threats you'll never even know about while you're sitting here listening to me. Your body is creating new skin cells right now, repairing DNA damage right now, balancing your temperature, producing hormones, generating energy. And it does all of this without asking your permission, without consulting the little CEO in your head. So here's the first secret. Stop giving orders. Stop trying to micromanage the miraculous. When you cut your finger, you don't tell it to clot. When you sleep, you don't command your cells to repair themselves. You trust the process, because you are the process. What I'm suggesting is that you fire that anxious little general, retire, give him a gold watch, and send him on his way, because he was never really in charge anyway. He was just making noise and getting in the way. Allow, and I mean truly allow, the true genius of the organism to take over. That ancient intelligence that's been perfecting the art of healing for billions of years. It knows what it's doing far better than your worried mind ever could. Now, this doesn't mean you do nothing. It means you cooperate instead of command. You eat well, you rest, you move. But you do these things as a gift to your body, not as orders. You become a partner, not a dictator. And when you do that, when you really get out of the way, healing begins to flow naturally, as it always wanted to. Now, this brings us to the second secret, and it's going to challenge something very deep in your culture. You see, in the West, we're absolutely obsessed with effort, with pushing, with forcing. We believe that nothing good happens unless we make it happen through sheer willpower. No pain, no gain, you say. Push through it. Force yourself. You've been trained to believe that if something comes easily, it can't be valuable. That struggle is necessary. That effort is everything. But I want you to do something. Look out your window. Look at nature. Do the stars try to shine? Do they strain and struggle and exhaust themselves being luminous? No, they just shine. That's what stars do. Does the grass strive to grow? Does it wake up anxious about whether it's growing fast enough, efficiently enough? No, it simply grows, because that's its nature. Does the river effort its way to the sea? No, it flows, naturally, effortlessly. And in doing so, it carves canyons through solid rock. This is what the ancient Chinese called Wu Wei. Now, it's often translated as non-action or effortless action, but that's misleading. It's not about doing nothing. It's about not forcing, not pushing the river, understanding that the most powerful action is often aligned with nature, not against it. Think of a sailor. A good sailor doesn't row frantically against the wind. That would be exhausting and pointless. No, he trims his sails to the wind. He works with the current, and he moves faster and more gracefully than any amount of rowing could achieve. As I've said, the art of living is neither careless drifting on the one hand, nor fearful clinging to the past on the other. It consists in being sensitive to each moment, in regarding it as utterly new and unique, in having the mind open and wholly receptive. So how does this apply to healing? Stop fighting your illness. Now listen carefully, because people often misunderstand this. I'm not saying give up. I'm not saying refuse treatment. I'm saying stop seeing illness as an enemy to be battled. Stop declaring war on your own body. Because here's what happens when you fight. Your body goes into battle mode. It floods with stress hormones, cortisol, adrenaline. Your sympathetic nervous system activates, fight or flight, emergency mode. And when that happens, healing shuts down. They're mutually exclusive. You cannot be in fight or flight and heal at the same time. It's physiologically impossible. When you're in battle mode, your body diverts all resources to the perceived threat. Digestion? Not important. Cellular repair? Not important. Immune function? Not important. Survival is the only priority. So if you're constantly fighting, constantly in war with yourself, you're constantly preventing healing. Instead, and this is the wisdom of Wu Wei, listen to your illness. What is it telling you? What message is it carrying? Maybe your headaches are saying, you haven't truly rested in months. Maybe your stomach problems are saying you're swallowing your anxiety instead of feeling it. Maybe your fatigue is whispering, this life you're living doesn't nourish you. Your body isn't attacking you. It's communicating with you in the only language it has. When you stop the internal war, when you stop draining energy in futile battles, that energy becomes available for healing. You stop exhausting yourself. You allow the body's wisdom to work. This is Wu Wei in healing. Not doing nothing, but not forcing. Not pushing harder, but allowing more. Not adding effort, but removing resistance. Get your fighting, struggling mind out of the way and let the intelligence of life do what it's been perfecting for eons. Your body knows how to heal. Trust me on this. It's been doing it far longer than your conscious mind has existed. Your job isn't to manage it. Your job is to stop interfering with it. And this brings us to the third secret. And I think this might be the most important one of all. You see, most of you are not really here. Right now, even as you're listening to me, part of you is somewhere else. Maybe you're thinking about something that happened yesterday, or worrying about something that might happen tomorrow. We human beings have developed this peculiar disease. We live almost entirely in memory and anticipation, in the past and the future. We're time travelers, but not in a good way. We're psychologically scattered across time, never fully present anywhere. You replay conversations from last week. You worry about problems that haven't happened yet. You carry guilt from years ago. You rehearse scenarios for tomorrow. And in doing all this, you miss the only moment that actually exists. Now, how much of your mental energy today was spent thinking about yesterday? How much was spent worrying about tomorrow? And how much was actually spent experiencing this moment? If you're honest, you'll realize you've barely been here at all. Now, here's what you need to understand. Your body doesn't live in psychological time. Your body has no concept of past and future. Your body lives now, only now, always now. Watch a cat in the sunlight. That cat isn't reviewing its morning activities. It's not worried about dinner. It's not feeling guilty about the mouse. It didn't catch. It's completely present, soaking in the warmth, being, and in that state, its body naturally heals. You see, healing doesn't happen in the past. The past is gone. It can't happen in the future. The future doesn't exist yet. Healing can only happen now. This moment is the only environment in which your body can actually heal. As I've reminded people, no amount of anxiety makes any difference to anything.